Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to talk about Gangsta Crip rapper, Lil Sodi. Sodi will be born James Simpson on April 22nd, 1982. Lil Sodi will grow up with parents from Gangsta Crip, and that's one of the most notorious Crip gangs in Los Angeles. Gangsta Crips are a gang from the west side of South Central. They will be founded in the 1970s and later become one of the most deadliest and deepest gangs in LA, and one of the most notorious for various wars and highly publicized crimes and events. Growing up, Lil Sodi would see a lot with both of his parents being full-fledged gangbangers. They were so heavy in the streets, Lil Sodi would have to move in with his grandparents, where they would try to keep him away from that type of life, keeping him in church, with them being Christians and strict grandparents. Being around the gangster lifestyle, Lil Sodi would be heavily influenced and later got put on by the A-Tray gangsters. He would take the name Lil Sodi after his dad Big Sodi. Being in the streets would lead to Lil Sodi being in and out of jail most of his life. Being locked up, Lil Sodi began doing music and developed a passion for it. After he was released from jail, he was determined to make it in music, and he went all in. His experiences would make it easy for him to rap, with everything he was growing up seeing and everything he was doing. His early rap influences will be people like Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Too Short, E40, among many others. Sodi's first mixtape will be called Back to the 80s, which was a 16-song mixtape that came out in 2011. At this time, he was affiliated with Big Face 100, which is the rapper The Game's brother. Lil Sodi's most known song from that mixtape was Hard in the Paint. Sodi would diss several rival gangs of the A-Tray gangsters, like the Rolling 40s, the Rolling 60s, the Rolling 90s, and several other gangs affiliated with the neighborhood Crip car. Biggest thing on this song, he dissed fellow up-and-coming rapper Nipsey Hussle, who was on the rise in 2011 just like Sodi. This is when YouTube just started taking over, and many young rappers were trying to build their name on the internet. This would get Sodi a lot of backlash. Sodi would say he dissed Nipsey because Nipsey dissed the A-Tray gangsters in one of his songs. More shots would be fired between the two. Nipsey would diss Sodi on a song called Same Hoes with the rapper The Game and Ty Dolla $ign. His verse on the song, Nipsey would say that Sodi got beat up, but the two would later run into each other and they would shake hands and the situation was dropped.
Of course there was some animosity there because of our history, you know what I'm saying? And we ain't never hung out together. He from a different generation than me. So I'm from A-Tray Gangsta, he from 60s. Yeah, of course, how you think he knew of me? Of course, you know what I'm saying? They telling them the history. You gotta know about it to be able to talk about it.
Right. Sodi would later be introduced to Young Jeezy through a mutual friend. They would develop a relationship and he would get close to Young Jeezy's crew. He would even move to Georgia for a short time period, but Lil Sodi would later get arrested and put on house arrest. 2016, Sodi would drop a 24-song mixtape called Move or Die. It featured rappers like Glasses Malone, Trey D, and Freddie Gibbs. In 2018, he dropped another tape called LA Gumbo, with the biggest song being called Back to the 80s with rapper Afro Man. Sodi would later do time in prison, which put his career on hold, and he even suffered one of the biggest tragedies of his life with losing his son who died in a fire. This would forever change him. Over the years, Sodi became a positive voice in his hood and his community, trying to teach his young homies the right way and trying to promote peace. On March 31st, 2019, Nipsey Hussle will be shot and killed, and many other gangs from across the city of Los Angeles will come to the 60s hood to pay their respects to Nipsey. This brought the 60s and the A-Trays together for the first time in 40 years, with them once being friends turning sworn enemies. And Sodi was an A-Tray gangster that was there showing his respect.
The death of Nip. That's what brought the city together, the Crips, the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? A few people from 60s, Black Peace Stone, Bloods, Crips, my hood. You know what I'm saying? We all came together, man. You know what I'm saying? For the city. And it was only right for them to reach out to me and invite us to the occasion. You know what I'm saying? We're a big part of this city too. And everybody like, you know, bro. And it touched me when he died because we was supposed to do something together. My homie had Big Madbone, shout out to Madbone, and my father, Big Sodi. They was gonna hook up with Big U and put something together and make it like not just a song. It was gonna be media involved and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was like, damn, that was gonna be big, like for the community. So it touched me that, you know what I'm saying, that was taken away.
Would people from your area have felt a certain kind of way about you doing anything with them? I'm sure they probably felt a certain way about you even being cool with them.
Some people, bro. But once I had posted rest in peace Nipsey Hussle, bro.
Right.
You see all the gangsters posted. It was like they was waiting for me to say something, to respond. Like they didn't want to disappoint me or say, if I say rest in peace to Nip, is the homie gonna be mad, or you know what I'm saying? But nah, it was on they own shit. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have nothing to do with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a lot of rest in peace from my homies and other gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of homies respect what he did. They liked his music. And it showed when he passed, though. They played it more. You know what I'm saying? You hear people play it more that you never heard. You like, dang.
Right.
Like, they just playing it out of, you know what I mean? But
Months later, an A-Tray gangster will ruin a mirror of Nipsey. Sodi would even pay for it to be fixed out of his own pocket. With Sodi going in and out of jail, he would understand and learn to respect the other side.
Waited for us to do that. People waited for us to do that, bro. Like, they waited for us to diss his name and do a whole lot of bullshit. Like, I always keep it gangster, bro. Like, one of my homies had went over there and crossed his shit out on Slauson. And yeah, he crossed it out and they hit me. And I had went over there and I paid and got that shit did. I fixed that, bro.
Really?
But it wasn't put out there that I fixed it. You know what I'm saying? It was put out there that all the rest of them was fixed, you feel me? But AD and Big U and them, they know, bro, that I went over there like a man and paid the essay to fix that when my homie did that, you feel me? Just out of respect, bro. We don't disrespect the dead on this side of the earth.
Over the last few years, Sodi would do several interviews and be talking about his life a lot, and he would start doing back music again. He would drop another tape called Too Good for Hell and Too Bad for Heaven. Early July of this year, Sodi would get into a viral fight with rapper Young Buck. He would say the fight started over Young Buck's antics. He would address it in a few interviews and state that Young Buck was drunk and started the issue. He would say he punched him and the fight was broke up after that point. Both rappers Afro Man and Young Buck would address the situation on their own posts on their social media. August 3rd, Sodi will be at the A-Tray Gangsta Hood Day, showing love to his hood and his community as he always did. But in the early morning of August 4th, Sodi would die in a car crash. It was met with speculation on what happened. Some say it was a driving drunk incident leading to his death, but whatever it was, he died too early. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.